You gotta be 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I knew that because I worked down the street from the Pink Pony.
Oh, okay.
And when the kids last May, it said high school graduates, class of 2023. We are hiring. Something to that extent. I'm like, well, damn.
I seen that. Everybody was mad about that. They was talking about it on Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah. You ain't see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they was talking about that on Facebook.
I can see I can like see the building from my office. Yeah, and you got to sign up. Says about class of 2023. Come on,
we are hiring. Come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you had to be 18. So and I was legal, and I was just working. You know, like.
So did you have your daughter at this time?
Yeah, I had my daughter. But like my daughter, she would be like back and forth to my mama's house. You know what I mean? Because I was working like. I was working until 3 o'clock, you know, not coming home till 4. So my mother had her a lot.
Did your mother know what you were doing?
Yeah, she knew. Yep, she knew. Because as a matter of fact, when I was actually, my mother had came when I was working at this club called Diamonds on Lafayette Road, way back in the day. And I guess my mother used to work at this big factory, like out on Hope Road, so she knew like a whole lot of people. I don't know. I guess one of her workers had came and said he see me in there, so she had came up there. I'll never forget. My mama came in here when I was working, and I had came out and I was naked, had on my little G-string. My mama popped up in there and I was like, yep. And she was like, she ain't tell them I was underage, but she sure did show up in here.
And did you
see her on the stage or?
No, I had just got. I can't even remember, but I wasn't on the stage. But I remember I was naked though, and my mama had came in there. Yep, sure did.
It's like when
so
professor came in when Diamond was dancing.
Yep.
She ran off the stage.
Yep, she knew. So, but yeah, she was watching my daughter, so she knew. She knew I was working. By then I was grown, and you know she ain't like it, but you know what I mean. Like my mama ain't never just cut me off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She always still been here for me. She don't like the shit that I be doing, but she always, she always been there for me though. So she knew. So I mean, then that was just my life for a minute, just working. You know what I mean? Like I danced for a long ass time. You know, and then.
So you had got accustomed early to making big money.
I mean, it ain't big money all the time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that strippers make a lot of money all the time, and it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like we have days to where we make a lot, but we got days to where we might not make shit. You know what I mean? If ain't nobody coming in, then you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I'm used to making money every day though. Yeah. Like I'm used to not being able to get what I want, basically. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I always had enough money to pay all my bills and get whatever I need to get. You know what I'm saying? So
take care of your kids.
Yeah, like you know, I have some days to where I made a lot of money. I have some days to where I be like, damn, like shit, where the fuck the money at? You know what I'm saying? But so anyway, I was working. I had started in black clubs, working in black clubs. But as I had got older. Cause I was always slim, and the white men liked me. You know what I'm saying? I always had a lot of white men as regulars and shit like that. So I had started as I got older. I started working at white clubs. You know what I'm saying? And so I was working, and it really all started. I had met this nigga in my club. They used to come in all the time. He had just got out or whatever, and he would just come in here. You know, he buy drinks for all the girls, and he was just cool. You know what I mean? Like we just on our downtime. You know, he would just give us a little money, and we sit and talk or drink or whatever. So, but we all knew he was a dope boy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I would talk to him or whatever, and I say this is around 2014.
So we had met you by then, 2004.
Yeah, I think I had came to INL like 2009.
Yep, that's when
about 10 or 11.
Yeah. Yeah, so y'all had met me and y'all knew that I worked or danced or whatever. Yeah,
we knew you was Slim Goody.
That's right.
Right. So, yeah, fast forward to 2014. I met the little dude or whatever, and then like pills was real big. You know what I'm saying? I took him to like you know what I mean, like pop pill pills. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like that was real big in the clubs. Everybody was popping pills and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like all of a sudden like I think they had passed this law or whatever that made it hard to get pills. So like all the little white girls was turning to heroin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everybody started doing heroin. All the little white girls that I worked with, they was all
I remember
heroin.
that when they took it, then when they give narcotics or something anymore, a lot of people,
So yeah, they was all like graduating. They was all on dope. You know what I'm saying? So the little dude was like, you know what I mean? He was like. Cause he seemed like I was probably like one of the main little hustlers in there. He's like, damn, every time I come here, you on your feet, you back here in the table dance area, you always make money. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, let me holler at you, whatever. So he was like, you know, the little girls would always call him, come in here, I need something or whatever. And he'd be running back and forth and shit. So he was like, you know, let me holler at you. He like, you know, you could be serving these little bitches in here, and I'm just like. Nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm cool, whatever. So, fast forward, like, maybe some months later, my car fucked up. So I was just like, damn, I ain't had no way. I was working all the way out east. I ain't had no way to get there. And I was just like, damn, like, and he came in there again. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, he's like, I'll put you on. He's like, you get your little car, whatever, just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. It all started with 7 grams. 7 grams. Gave me 7 grams. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna flip this little shit, get my car, and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I ended up flipping the shit, and like I ended up getting a car in like 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, like the money was coming so fucking fast. I was just like, I ain't never made money like this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even doing shit. So, I mean, I got the car and I just never, it went from there, never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Never stopped. And shit, that was just what it was.
So
like,
how many years you think it was?
This was 2015. I got locked up in 2018, 3 years.
Okay.
So, almost 4 years. Yeah, so I never stopped.
I said, we never knew. As much as I talked to you, I just
That's
because
you know what I'm saying.
I know you said you was gonna stop dancing. And
Girl,
after a week, you was doing something
after
medical.
a week, I was done with that shit.
I
I'm like, ain't no motherfucker touching me again. For real. It's
I just thought you was doing your medical. You was doing something in the medical field or something.
I was doing that. That was a minute ago though.
I mean, I thought it was back then. I remember.
That was like 2010. That was like right after I had my last son.
Okay.
I was doing that. Yeah, I went to school. I was doing a little medical assisting, but they don't pay shit. Like, and then like a lot of times when you try to find a job, they want you to have experience. And you're like, well, you know what I'm saying? I just got out of school. Yeah, so it's hard to find a job.
Yeah.
So that didn't last long because, you know what I mean? I got bills to pay. I got kids, I got bills.
I got
and I had just had a baby. Yeah, so I went back to dancing. But
so how did you end up getting caught? Did somebody snitch on you undercover? Like,
yeah, basically. I pretty much know who it was, but it never said in my indictment. It never said in my discovery or my indictment, but I pretty much knew who it was.
So you was at the club and just came in one day and was like,
Nah, I had stopped dancing.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I stopped dancing and shit. I only, after a week of selling dope, I stopped dancing.
Oh, damn, okay.
Yeah, I was like, shit, you know.
I ain't know we do this.
It's a wrap.
She was making this money. She was
Yeah,
making money. She was like, wait a
it was
minute,
over.
I can't dance no more.
Yeah, it was over. No, so, yeah, so I mean, I was just living just a quiet life, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't nobody know because, I mean, I'm not no flexer. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't like nobody in my fucking business. I don't tell nobody my
You wasn't
business.
doing it for that. You was doing it to take care of yourself.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing me. I wasn't even really online a lot then.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't have time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have time to do shit. Anybody that sell fucking boy, they know you don't have time to do shit.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be available because motherfuckers get sick. You know what I'm saying? People get real sick. You can't go nowhere. I could barely do anything.
Yeah.
As soon as I leave, somebody calling.
Your phone down.
Yeah, so I really was just, you know what I'm saying? Just being my kids and, you know what I'm saying, being my dude, like.
Did you ever have times where you felt like nervous or where you was like, damn, I need
I
to slow down?
I really didn't, and you know what I'm saying? Looking back now, I was dumb as fuck. I was really stupid, you know what I'm saying? Because I never thought about that. I really thought about niggas robbing me, but I never thought about the police and getting caught. I never thought about that shit because I was low key. You know what I'm saying? I was real quiet. I only had certain people that I dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But I think I had like, I don't know, you underestimate the griminess of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I treated everybody real good, you know what I'm saying? And you underestimate how people will do you.
Well, people be, when it comes to that money and drugs, people, they throw you under the bus, they get jealous. Or if they got something they can get out of the situation, you know what I'm saying? They go,
yeah, it was pretty much, I know it was between like two people, you know what I'm saying? I think it was this chick and it was this girl that, you know what I'm saying, she was one of this little white chick that was, you know what I'm saying, was coming to me and I got the bitch off dope, you know what I'm saying? People would come and they would trade me like little pills or they trade me Suboxone or whatever. They had no money. I ain't need it, but I just take it.
Because
you know what I'm saying? I would save it for people. I was like that, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do this shit no more, I'll help you get off. I ain't trying to you know what I'm saying? And I would hold it. So, you know what I'm saying? She had came to me and she had lost her kid or whatever. She was trying to get off dope. So I had, somebody had gave me a prescription of gabapentin. And like them gabapentins, really like if you take them a certain way, you can get off dope, you know what I'm saying? So I had gave her a bunch of them and told her how to take them or whatever. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Do this or whatever here. Get a couple of these Suboxones when you know what I'm saying? When you a couple of weeks out, take these, boom, you know what I'm saying? I got the bitch off dope or whatever. And she was calling me one day and was like, I guess she had done some meth or some shit. And she was like, I gotta take a test or whatever. And she was like, I need something to clean me out. I took this bitch to go get the little shit to clean her out. You know what I'm saying? Just little shit that I would do for motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm pretty sure that it was her because, you know what I'm saying? When the police came in my house, they ran in and they was like, at the time I had sold some powder, but it was one of the times to where my plug, I had went to him and see I had this fucking Cali Connect. He had a little Cali Connect, you know what I'm saying? And they was shipping a little shit to him or whatever. And it was one of the times that he was like waiting on the shit. And when he got it, he was like, the plug sent me some shit that it was some niggas in Detroit that wanted the powder. They mixed their shit up. He had powder. So I went and grabbed the shit, you know what I'm saying? So I sold it for a little bit, but I ain't really sell it like that.
Yeah.
And she was like the only person that still wanted powder, so I would go and I would get a little shit for her, you know what I'm saying? When the police came to my house and they read the warrant, they was like, they read off what they come in, they looking for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They read off, they was like, we coming, we looking for cocaine. I'm like, cocaine, you know what I'm saying? She the only bitch that, so I pretty much figured that it was her. Plus the night before they ran in my shit, she had called me and she had called me, she wanted a ball. She never grabbed no shit like that before, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She wanted a ball or whatever, so I pulls up, meet the bitch. She got this white dude in the fucking car with her. I snaps on her like, why you know what I'm saying? Who is this or whatever? But anyway, so for some reason, at the same time, the dope that I had was the same color as the powder, so I had accidentally mixed it up. You know what I'm saying? Gave her the wrong shit. So when I recognized it, I had hit her back, and I was like, damn, I gave you the wrong shit. Yeah. She never called. Like, why you ain't call me? And you know what I'm saying? You gonna call and be like...
Especially when you've been calling about everything else.
Right, she never called. And then the very next day, they ran in my shit. You know what I'm saying? So I figured it was her, but I ain't really sure. You know what I'm saying? I was mad about it for a long ass time, but I had prayed to God about it, and God just told me to leave that shit alone.
Don't worry about it. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
lesson learned. You know what I mean?
It's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned.
So how long did you end up having to do?
I ended up I signed my, we have mandatory minimums in feds, you know what I'm saying? My mandatory minimum was 5 years.
Okay.
So I signed for 5. The judge gave me 6. I was shitty as fuck about that. Like, damn, I ain't never been in trouble.
Right, why you give me an extra year? You could have gave me 4 for real.
And they couldn't go under my guy.
Right.
They couldn't go under my 5. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can only go under your 5 if you snitching on somebody. And that was out the door. So
right.
I signed. Give me them 5. You
right.
feel me? I wanted them 60 months. He gave me 71. So I ended up really doing 4.5.
Okay.
I was supposed to do 5, but I was locked up the whole time of COVID.
Okay.
So while I was in there, Trump ended up passing this law called the First Step Act. And basically what it was like, cause like COVID was fucked up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was damn near COVID the whole fucking time I was there.
Yeah.
We wasn't getting no visits. We couldn't, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't do shit. Basically, we was eating peanut butter and jelly for like almost a whole year. It was fucked up. We had to wear these little stupid masks every day. It was fucked up. Anyway, so he had passed this law to where he was like, people that if you had something that'll make COVID like real dangerous to you, you could get out early and you could do the rest of your shit on house arrest.
Okay.
But you had to be like never been in any trouble and like had to be like low security or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to get that. They wouldn't give it to me. I'm seeing all these people go home just like, damn. They wasn't giving it to me. They like, you healthy. You ain't got no reason to go home. So I was just like, damn. You know, so I had my mama dig up these papers and shit that said I had asthma like a long time ago.
She has been diagnosed with asthma.
And they was like, the place I was like, they was like, nah, you can't, no, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, damn. So like, where I was at, they have a drug program in there that you can get. It gets you out a year early.
Yeah.
But I didn't qualify for that year early because when they came in, I had guns. So if you have guns, then you don't qualify. It's a lot of shit that make you don't qualify for it, but guns is one. So I had guns in there, guns and dope, you don't qualify. So I didn't qualify for it. But I was like, in my eyes, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home.
Some way.
So they wasn't letting me, so I'm like, I'm gonna transfer and take this drug program and transfer it to another facility, and I'm gonna try to get out there. And they ain't let me go here. It's the health people, it's the clinic and the, you know what I'm saying? It's the doctors over there that make the determination. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna go transfer over here, and I'm gonna try to get doctors at another place. So I'll go over there. But by then I had already did like, what, 3.5 years, 4 or something.
So when
like
you
that.
initially went, did you go through the state first? Was it who came and got you, the feds or the state?
No, the state boys came in.
Okay, how long did they have you?
No, they didn't have me. I mean
before
they was the one that ran in my house. Okay, so 3 months later, the feds picked it up.
Because we remember when they posted you because you made the news in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we cussed everybody out on
I remember that. I'm glad y'all did.
You know, Erica was on it. Erica cussed out. Erica Boyd cussed out everybody. So and then I remember they came back with it again. It was like federal charges.
Yeah, I had got locked up. Okay, the state boys ran in there. I got locked up. I got out. It cost us 20 G's to get out. It was 10 apiece. Me and my dude we got out. Okay, so this was in April. So I'm out thinking I spent all this money on this fucking high price ass lawyer and shit. And like 3 months later, I was over at my mama's house, and because when that shit happened, I was already into it with my landlord because he had done some fucked up shit. So at the time that I caught the case, we was living in rooms. You know what I'm saying? We was living in suites because he had fixed some shit, but he had like nigga rigged the shit, like, and he fucked up the house. You know what I'm saying? So we was basically, I just had shit at my house, but we was living. We still had that house, and we just had shit over there, but We was living in rooms, you know what I'm saying? We was living in suites. So, I had caught the case or whatever, got out on bond or whatever. And like 3 months later, I was over at my mother's house and I was about to go to the storage. I go over to the storage, and when I get to the storage, the police whip up on me. And he give me some dumbass story. He like, yeah, some shit been going on out here lately, and we were just checking out, make sure everything all right. He like, you can just step over there real quick while I run your shit. And I'm just like, all right, or whatever. So I'm standing there, and I see these like 8 vans, like what was they, like black Bourbons, just whip up, and I'm just like, damn. They jumps out, puts the cuffs on me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? He like, I'm like, I already been to court for this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because when I had first went to court, I had came home, and when I came home, the police had came back to my house because they had, I don't know what it was. I think it was a warrant or something. But when I went to court, they had forgot to wipe the warrant out. So in the computer, it looked like I didn't come to court or whatever. So they cleared that up. So I'm thinking it was that again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, again, I already been to court for this. You know what I'm saying? They like, nah. They was like, this is a federal warrant. Man, I just could have fucking melted and died right there. I swear to God. I was like, what the fuck? So I ends up getting locked up again, you know what I'm saying? And the way they do shit is they lock you up, and then like 5 days later you have a like a hearing to see if you can get out. You can get on pretrial, or they gonna keep you. You know what I'm saying? So they ends up letting me out because I only had like a battery that was like 15 years ago. I hadn't been in no trouble or whatever. So they ends up letting me out, but
she left out some stuff. She
a battery when I was like 21. No, at a hotel room.
A little fight.
At a hotel room. Like,
So did they hold that against you?
what?
The battery?
No. So I ends up getting out on pre-trial or whatever. So they but that's when I had seen you again. Remember that time I had seen you, and I was like, I was on house arrest, and I was like, I gotta go back in or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, most people when they get out on pre-trial, they just get out. Like, I was on house arrest. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was fucked up. Like,
I feel like they're still already incarcerated. They need to be put
right,
towards
but
your time.
it don't go towards nothing. You know what I'm saying?
So
it doesn't go
that's
towards
crazy.
nothing. They had me on house arrest because we had guns. Is what they told me. Because you had guns. Yeah, I was okay, and I was just like, well, damn, that's fucked up. So anyway, I pretty much knew that, and my lawyer he kept it, he kept it G with me. He was like, man, you gonna do some time. You going away, you feel me?
Right.
He was like, you gonna get your minimum, because when I talked to him, my lawyer was like, he came to me one time. He was like, the prosecutors want to know if you want to make a deal. I was like, what kind of shit do they? I was like, what they want to know? You know what I'm saying? He was like, they want to know like who you got it from, who they selling it to. I'm like, what? How the fuck do I know? You know what I'm saying? Like, who they selling it to, and do you know any other motherfuckers that's doing this and that? And I was just like, I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, that was it. Like, they never came to me again about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he told me, like, you ain't talking or whatever, you gonna do some time. So when I was on house arrest, I was just like, I wasn't staying in the house. Shit. Nah. I never stopped smoking weed. I didn't give a fuck.
Because I'm going to jail anyway.
Yeah,
so
I didn't care.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, so they ends up, that only lasted like, how long did that last? I stayed out for like 3 months. They came and locked me up on my job. I had got this little job working with these like autistic kids.
Oh,
yeah, my PO, the bitch set me up, you know what I'm saying? She had called me the day before and was like, where you working at? And I was like, told her where it was. She was like, and where is that at? And it was in Shelbyville. She was like, it's the house or whatever. And I was like, yeah. She was like, what's your hours? So I get there at 9 o'clock. The feds come, knock on the door, lock me up at my job or whatever. So then I was fighting my case in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? That's where they house us. Most of us, they house us in Kentucky. It's 2 different places. I was housed in Kentucky. And that's just where I was. I mean, I was there for a year. I think I ended up talking to you there, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was writing. I wrote you. You left here. I write you. So what happened with your dude?
I don't even want to talk about that nigga for real.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I will, but.
So that's did he get time also?
No, so he sold a little bit of weed, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't really doing shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it worked out for us.
It was you.
It was me, you know, it was me that they wanted because I had a couple of controlled buys, you know what I'm saying? I had a couple of controlled buys on me. And yeah, they came looking for me or whatever, but he ended up getting locked. They locked us both up because we had 2 guns in there. I had one gun that was in the drawer. Like, I didn't carry no gun or whatever. The only reason I even had a gun was because I had this fucking Sting that traded me a gun. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So he traded me a gun. So, and it had a little case and a little briefcase and shit with it. So it was in the drawer. You know what I mean? I ain't really carrying no gun or whatever. Yeah, but when they came in, and it's crazy because like 2 weeks before we got locked up, they had a gun show at the fairgrounds. You know, they bring a little gun show. Yep. Yeah, so we went up there and we had bought beams to put on our guns. So we both had beams on our guns, and he had bought like a drum, like a 50-round drum to put on his gun. So they came in and my gun was put up, but his gun was put up and it was wrapped up in some men's clothes. It was on the ground in some men's clothes, and it had the drum and the beam on it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. So they locked us both up because he's a serious violent felon. So they locked us both up. They charged him with the guns. You know what I mean? But when they came in, I wasn't no felon. So I told him I took everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, it's all mine. You feel me? My name was on the lease, so like everything mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck it, everything mine. So anyway, he ended up. I mean, I don't know, but I swear up and down that he told. I think he wrote a statement on me. I don't know, but I really think he did. I really think he did.
So he didn't get no time.
No, he didn't get no time because actually it was one of the times they had the feds had brought me up here because they'll bring you back and forth to talk to your lawyer, sign your paperwork or whatever. And it was, my lawyer had told me, you know what I'm saying? He was like, because at first they had charged with my dude with everything that I was charged. And I ain't cut like that, you feel me? And I was just like, everything mine, you know what I'm saying?
They even do that.
Yeah, everything mine or whatever. And the lawyer that I first had, the feds had assigned me a lawyer, but I had already had my state lawyer that I had already paid when it was a state case. So when they took me to the federal building and I had my little pre-trial hearing, they assigned you a federal lawyer, you know what I'm saying? And the federal lawyer was like, yeah, you need to go on and tell on your dude and tell him everything is his and do this and do that. So I got rid of his ass. I'm like, I fired him off top. Yeah. Like, nah, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So I kept my state lawyer that I had because he was like, he's licensed to practice in federal court too. So, you know what I'm saying? I went with him or whatever. And I was telling him, I was like, I want to take everything because it's all my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fucking... Plus, he's a serious violent felon. He's looking at least 20 years if he gets, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I ain't about to do all that. And he was trying to say, you shouldn't do all this. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I pay you, I'm telling you what the fuck I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
You just make it work for me.
Right. Yeah. So I had talked to him, and he was like, my lawyer want to talk to you. And I was like, I'll talk to her or whatever. And my lawyer kept telling me, I don't think that's a good idea. But I'm just like, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at 5, I'm gonna sign my 5. Like, so it was one time I had came up here to sign some of my papers that my dude lawyer had came up there to talk to me. And I talked to her, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, so you claim everything is yours or whatever? And I was like, yeah, because we had to give DNA. Since the gun was in the shirts, they was gonna try to get, they that fucking petty. They gonna try to get the DNA off the gun, you know what I'm saying? Because they just was determined to lock me and get a case on me and him, you know what I'm saying? They that petty. So, but since it was wrapped in the clothes, I guess maybe it wiped something off. I don't know. It wasn't no DNA on it. So they couldn't really
do shit. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, he only got charged with weed because he had a bag of weed in his pocket or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? That's just how that went. But
so you don't talk to him anymore.
I mean, that's my son's father. So, but we really don't talk because when we do, we argue. You know what I'm saying? He got a smart ass mouth, and my mouth gets smarter, and he know that. So I don't even know why he fucking try me like that. So we argue. So we don't really talk like that. But I be just trying to be on good terms and just talk about the kids. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like that because he childish. So, but no, we don't really talk.
So you've been home?
Yes, I've been home.
A year?
It'll be 2 years in, what is it? It'll be 2 years in May. Yeah, next month.
So what have you been doing since you've been home?
Just working. I'm trying to go to school right now. I'm trying to go back to school. I'm trying to get my CDL license. Trying to do that. I just been working, just trying to get, like, when it took me a while to get my mind right. Like, I don't know, like, I don't see how people do it when they've been gone for so long, because I was only gone for 5 years, but when I came back, just shit was so different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it was COVID. Because everybody was saying everything changed.
It changed so much. And if you, if you just missed that whole little, I mean, it was hard for people outside. Like, it was a totally, like, day and night from before, after, but I can only imagine, like, literally being away during that transition.
Like, we was pretty much on lockdown, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I work at the liquor store. Yeah. We couldn't have customers in the store. So we was posted up outside.
What?
Yeah, we was posted up. We was posted up. It was warm.
But at least I was still working though.
We'd be outside. People,
but I couldn't work.
They would drive up.
For months.
They drive up in the parking lot. We go out to the car. I felt like, hey Johnny, what you want, baby? We go out there and take their order and go inside. I mean, it was like everything was closed.
Yeah, it was.
And it's like people was.
And if they were out, you were like scared to death. Like everybody was masked up. Like, you know, it was wild.
Yeah, and it was like, it was scary, you know, and that started in March, and I ended up with COVID in November. And they had started,
I had it twice.
That's when they kind of started opening things back up, and I went to get some food, and the next day, 2 days later, I was sick as a dog.
You got real sick?
I got real sick. Yeah, so we, you know, we kind of felt like, you know, it was different, and like she said, everything changed. It was like,
the social.
The world
vibe changed. Like everything totally changed.
Like, I mean,
the world had a dark cloud over it.
Yes. Like when I came home, everything was so fucking expensive. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like it was a time warp.
Yeah. Like when I left, I was paying like, I had a 3-bedroom. I was living out north. 3-bedroom.
60th.
Yeah, on 60th. I was paying like $950. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. I looked for a 3-bedroom house and they were like $1,600. Like, how does it change that much? You know what I mean? Everything was so fucking expensive.
Yes.
Like, people was just weird as fuck. Like, people was not loyal. Everybody was just, I mean, I don't know. Just everything just changed. You know what I mean? Everybody's attitudes and just the way people was, everything just changed. So it really just took me a long time to really, you know what I'm saying, get my mind right, longer than I wanted it to. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like people, we couldn't go. The malls were closed. The only thing that was really open was a grocery store. I mean, everything closed at what time? 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
The city was shut down.
Yeah.
And then we went to a point. You remember we had the curfew?
Yeah.
We had a 8 o'clock.
I mean, it was scary because you was thinking that martial law or something was gonna happen at any time. You know what I mean?
Like a 9 o'clock curfew.
Yeah.
You had to be in home. You know, we went through that, and I'm like, okay, 9 o'clock. So yes, we had a curfew and everything. You was, but you know, unless you were an essential worker.
Yep.
And then when I came home, it was so much just killing and just like, what the fuck happened while I was gone? Like everybody said that started during COVID. Like nothing's safe now. Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I don't know.
I think
just
that
everything
a lot of
was
political stuff too, though. You know what I mean? I think some of it. I think some political things use COVID for the transition of societal climate. You know what I'm saying? I think some of this stuff is not by chance as much as, you know what I'm saying? The COVID happened, it was like, oh, we can shift things. Cause like now, automated people like the automated services, like going to the grocery store, you know what I mean, or going to the gas station the other day, and it's like you go in the gas station and use a kiosk, and I feel like COVID was a prime opportunity to take people out of the workforce because of the fear of death, you know what I mean, because everybody got sick. The death thing is kind of questionable, but I feel like they use that opportunity to implement a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Did things that they probably didn't want to do. They took advantage of it. Yeah.
So, with you being, how did that affect your children?
I mean, it affected them a lot, because I mean, they was with my mother, and like I said, she's still strict. You know what I'm saying? Like. But you know what I'm saying? As I got older, I can appreciate the strictness. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't see it when I was young, but now that I'm older, I can appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, while I was gone, my daughter, she's on her own. She's 25, like I said. But the boys, just missing those important years. You know what I'm saying? Like my son, he's about to be 19. Let me see, I got home, he was 16. So when I left, he was 12, you know what I'm saying? And he had went through his little rebellious stage, like when he was like 15. He went to live with his dad, and his dad was letting him do all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? So it was like when I left, he started smoking weed, he started having sex, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I missed important years with them, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I can't get them years back, you know what I'm saying? Like, I should have been there to guide him through a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, they've been decent, though, like, you know what I'm saying? My mother took real good care of them, but it's just those years that I miss with them that I can't get back, you know what I'm saying?
You just gotta make the best of what you got. Keep it rolling, you don't dwell on it. Because I know when you were here that you was all about your kids.
And I am now, I guess. Y'all know, like, people be like, you don't never hang out or nothing. I'm with my kids, you know. I'm with them all the time. Like, I don't go out, and I'll probably be with them, you know what I'm saying? And it's still like that, you know what I'm saying? But I just hate that I missed those years. And like that 19, like I'm just a big mushy about my kids. Like I'm so sad that he's 19 and he's grown already. Like for real, I'm so sad that I missed them years, you know what I'm saying? But they was okay though. They was okay. But
so in those 5 years, what was the main thing on your mind for when you were getting out? What was the main thing that you thought about that you knew was gonna be whatever when you got home?
I can't even really, I mean, I just wonder, like, how things was gonna be, like, when I got out. Like, I always, like, people locked up, we always worry about, like, how we gonna make it when we get out, especially when we used to making it in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that be a lot of people's worry, like, especially if you get out and you want to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people get out and they go back to the same shit. You know what I mean? But when you want to change your life and you want to do things differently, you be scared about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I make it? Like, for the longest, if it wasn't selling dope, I was hustling some kind of, you know, I'm hustling ass. You know what I mean? I ain't selling it, but I'm shaking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me to get out and want to do things and, you know what I mean, just be productive and honest living, you worry about shit like that. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not gonna be able to do like.
Do they have any programs for women coming out of prison or anything that helps you get back into society, or any programs that they, you know, offer to you for jobs? Or it's like you get out and you're just like,
bam, you're on your
own. Well, I mean, the feds, when we come home, we gotta go through the halfway house. We don't have to, but most people go through the halfway house. You get like 10% of your time in the halfway house, or up to a year.
Okay.
So since I had came home on that ankle monitor, I didn't have to go to the halfway house, but like I had to report to them. So I still had to go through them, and they have a employment, like a person to help you find jobs or whatever. So they sent me to this job or whatever, and I held that job I just stopped working at that job like 2 months ago.
Okay.
So I kept that job for a couple of years, and they didn't really pay me like I wanted to be paid, but to me, I kept that job because it was a warehouse, and they were like kind of lenient, you know what I'm saying? Kind of lenient, like if something happened and I need, like they were lenient with me because when I first got out, I was having to take hella drops. I was taking drops like 3 times a week, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I probably done took, swear to God, I probably done took at least 150 drops since I've been home. Swear. And like the place that I was going, they was closing at like 4. I ain't get home till 3:30, so I would have to leave at like 3. So they understood that I would have to leaving 3 times a week, 30 minutes early. A lot of jobs I had to do that. And then I was having I had established, I established with my dentist and my doctor, and I was having, you know what I'm saying? Because you see a doctor when you locked up, but not really. You gotta be
just enough to make sure you ain't dying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I had established all that care, so I was having doctor's appointments and dentist appointments, and you know what I mean? So they was really leniently letting me go to my appointments and leaving early, and you know what I'm saying? Stuff with my kids. My son had got kicked out or whatever. He was doing, he had to do homeschool because he got caught with some weed vapes or whatever. So I was having to do that with him. So it was just a lot. Yeah. So I kept that job because they were lenient with me. And it was like, I ain't worked no 9 to 5 and
forever.
Yeah, ever. I think when I was pregnant back in 2009, when Amazon first came here, I worked a season, 4 months.
Yeah.
Other than that, I ain't worked a 9 to 5 in 20 years.
Yeah.
So I had to get used to getting up, and you know what I mean? So I kept that job because it helped me get back to working, you know what I'm saying? Being a regular worker like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I got that down to getting up and, you know what I mean, waiting on the paycheck, which I still struggle with that. Yeah. I still struggle with waiting on the paycheck.
Every day.
And I be sad as fuck about that shit sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
I understand.
I be sad as fuck sometimes. And I be having to whip myself out of that. This is, everybody gotta live like this. You know what I'm saying? Snap the fuck out of it. Everybody live like this. So, it you know what I'm saying? It got me to, where I need to be. So, yeah, they do help you find a job. Most of them, ours do. Because I got friends in other cities that their halfway house don't. And they be struggling to find jobs. But luckily, ours do. Ours will help you find a job. So, yeah.
So, one thing you said to me when we were talking, you said that if you feel like if you hadn't went to prison, you'd be dead.
I do feel like that. I mean, I ain't going to say I know it's true, but I feel like some fucked up shit would happen to me because I was living like I said, I started from 7 grams. By the time I got locked up, I fucking got caught with 217 grams. It was 30 grams of powder that they didn't find at the house, and I still had 252 grams of dope in a shoe that they didn't find. You know what I'm saying? I was walking around and I'd be moving around so fucking fast. I would just meet my things, throw the money in my purse, in the pocket. I'd be walking around with 15, 20,000 in my purse, just in my, you know what I'm saying? Running, just unsafe shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be meeting people, you know what I'm saying? Meeting people, and it don't take, it don't take much. You ain't got to be the smartest motherfucker to see what somebody doing, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you work somewhere or you hear all the time and you see this person and these little junkie looking motherfuckers pull up and they meet and they leave, you know what I'm saying? People was paying attention. I'd have dudes in the neighborhood be like, I see you getting that money, you know what I'm saying? It was just little shit like that, and I feel like God set me down because I needed to set down. I really do. I feel like, especially the way things is now,
I feel like one of these little niggas would have robbed me or just
Yeah.
would have came up in my house and I would have had to kill him or just anything. I feel like something would have really went bad. Like, I am a really firm believer in God make things happen the way they need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look back at it now, I'm not mad about sitting down. I'm not, like, I feel like I really needed to, and to really get me to where I am now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't make the kind of money that I want to right now. I don't make the kind of money that I'm used to, but I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I live the way I want to live. Like, I ain't worried about nothing. So I feel like I really do. I feel like I'd be dead if something bad would have happened to me.
Yeah, it changed your life.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. So
if you could go back and talk to the younger you, what would you tell you?
Oh man, you know, like I don't know, cause I can't really say I would do anything differently. Like, you know, I'm a firm believer in your life is the way it is, and you learn from it. You know what I'm saying? You learn from it. Like, I'm in a course area. It's some things that you wouldn't be so stupid about. You know what I'm saying? Like, about just, you know, your finances, dealing with these niggas, or just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would do anything differently though. Like, I really don't. I mean, it is one thing though, and that's one thing I stress to my kids. Like, I keep it real with my kids. Like, a lot of people, how can I say this? A lot of people might say that it's wrong or whatever, but, well, not my youngest son, but my oldest son, he knew what I was doing. And a lot of people might say that's wrong or whatever, but I don't hide shit from my kids. You know what I'm saying? And he has seen everything that's happened to me. He's seen his dad's been in prison 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? And me and his dad, we both struggle now. You know what I'm saying? And I preach to him all the time. Don't go down the same road. Like, when his grades be bad, I be on his ass about that shit. Yeah, like, he's about to graduate and I'm on him. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? He don't want to go to college. I'm like, well, you need to do something. You know, and he's like, I don't want to go to school. My mom's tired of school. And I'm like, all it takes is for you to just sit down for like 4 more years, and then you can have the rest of your life to just, yeah, you know,
just figure out what it is you want to do and pursue that. Yeah,
right.
And
so
get to the other side.
That right there is what I would tell the younger me. Like, if I could do things over, I probably wouldn't have danced, and I probably would have went to school, and you know what I'm saying? That right there is probably one thing that I would have did differently. And like I said, I stress to my kids, I stress it, don't make the same mistakes. Because I tell him, if you don't go to school or get a trade, what you gonna do? I said, what you gonna do?
Because you gonna need the mad money, period.
Yeah, I said, what are you gonna do? I said, if you don't do that, the options are you go and live off of one of these bitches, or you gonna do something that's gonna end you up in jail because you're trying to make money and you don't want to live that way. You don't. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, people think it's wrong, but my son has seen everything that I have done, and he don't want to go down that road. I've never kept anything from him. He's seen the bad, he's seen the ugly, he knows, you know what I'm saying? I keep it all the way 100 with my son. So that's one thing that I would do differently, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's, I mean, you know, like you said, some people would say it's not a good thing, but in retrospect, you know, when you got these rappers and other people acting like it's the life to live, and they don't see the outcome, they don't see, like you said, the ugly and the real, you know what I mean? So he has a realization, like, this ain't fantasy, this ain't, it's gonna end like this, like, don't do it. Like, no matter what you hear in the media on the rap, you actually have got to see and experience what happened. So that's,
you know, he knows fast money, that ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't it. You know.
Losing you for 5 years from his life.
Yeah,
so, sure. You know.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, they were well taken care of, but I think that did bother them, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure it did,
Yeah.
because they were used to being with you, and then to go from being with you, from being,
being with me. And I mean, like you know, we did things every weekend. Every weekend on my, I'd be renting Airbnbs, or I'm picking up. I'd go and get 5 or 6 of his friends, and we'd go. You know what I'm saying? I'd buy them stuff. Like we have a ball. You know what I mean? And we do stuff every weekend. Like my kids they went to concerts. They just, like, I didn't go out. I spent my money and my time with them. So from them to go from that to me never being around, and then their dad he moved back to Gary, so he wasn't around them like that either. Well, I take that back. My son, when he did go live with him, that lasted all of 3 or 4 months, and then he was right back with my mama. So that did affect them, me not being with them.
and that might be some of the reason why he was acting out, because you.
I think he acted out the same way I acted out. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to do stuff with your friends. Like it was just, it was me all over again. So but I mean, I think that did play a part too. Me being gone, his parents being gone. He used to be with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that played a part too. Definitely.
Yes, I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
Well, anything else?
I mean, it's a lot, but it's a lot of the story is long.
I know we got the short, brief version. It was like, I'm just glad you're back. You're back on track, and
I'm happy about it too. Yeah, I'm really glad.
and just hopefully some young lady out here can
That's
listen to what you just
Yeah.
said and think about some of the things that they are doing now and see themselves in you.
Yeah.
True and true.
I really do wish I could talk to some of these girls. Like I'd be just like I see the way they are, and I'd be like, I really do wish I could talk to somebody. I don't know how I would go about that, or if they would even listen to me. Because sometimes the younger to us, we old as hell. You know what I'm saying? And they don't, they don't want to listen. But really, like, and I tell my son, I'll be like, man, I might seem old, but I swear it just seemed like just yesterday I was your age.
Yeah.
And like, it's a lot that I be wanting to tell these girls, because I be looking at them, I be seeing them, and I be like, it's just, they gonna go down the wrong road.
Yeah,
but
the girl don't get caught up.
yeah. But it is what it is. So
I'm sure there's some programs.
I was about to say that's something we can definitely look into, because you can be an asset.
Probably know someone. We can check with email.
Do you know Serious? So Serious on Facebook. She was me and her were talking actually about trying to get some type of nonprofit organization for women coming out of prison, and also being able to sustain, transition to sustain going forward with the obstacles, some of the obstacles that you mentioned, whether it be, just transitioning to going from a hustling life to a everyday consistent life, or job skills, or things like that. So it's definitely something we can build on to try to help these young ladies, because it's definitely needed.
it's very needed.
It's very needed, and more of young ladies are getting into the hustling aspect of life. You know what I mean? Me myself, I didn't dance or whatever, but I got in trouble at 18. You know what I mean, for hustling. You know what I mean, and went to jail and things like that, and now I'm a beautician, so I'm still hustling, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I get it. I often think about that, like, if I stop doing hair, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Because making a portion, and like you said, I also work Amazon season. For me, I had this, my career, but I was gonna make extra money. It's like, I can't do this robotic. Only go to the bathroom at this point in time, lunch at this point in time, clock back in. They want to know where you at. Like, it is a very hard transition.
And then as you get older too, like, shit, our bodies just can't keep up with that no more. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was just like now, because I had told you I had been working at that job and I just stopped working at it. So I had ended up having surgery back in February, and these
this job. They was like, I couldn't hold the job for you. I had to replace you or whatever. So they was like, and plus that job had moved. So they was like, we're still in transition moving. You can come and try back at the end of May. And I'm just like, whatever.
What
so,
am I supposed to do till then?
Yeah. So me out here looking for other jobs and stuff, you know, it's like a lot of these jobs, they like, well, can you do this? Can you load and unload all day? And I'm just like, you know, like as you get older, it's like, I can't do everything.
Yeah, I'm a whole woman, like I ain't trying to.
I do that, you know, at the liquor store, picking up boxes. I'm like,
Yeah, so
okay. So you said you wanted to get into driving?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into driving, but it's like I have found out. So I was trying to go through driving, but they tell you how much it costs and they tell you how you can go through getting a grant or whatever. So you go down to work one, the little unemployment office, and you sign up or whatever, and you know they help you get the grant to pay for it or whatever. So I had signed up or whatever, and plus when I had stopped working at that job and I had the surgery, I was trying to sign up to get the unemployment until I had found somewhere else or whatever. So I was going on the computer or whatever, and I put in my, you know, trying to set up my account, and they keep telling me,
we're gone.
Yeah, they kept telling me your Social Security's in use, and I'm like, I ain't never.
During COVID, somebody told us COVID. They were scamming big time during COVID.
Because they were giving that extra money. They were giving $300. Yeah, something.
Yeah, so somebody used my stuff during COVID. So I'm going through that right now. I'm trying to get that taken care of so I couldn't even sign into the Work One system because that was compromised. So it took me 2 weeks. I just went down there Friday and got that taken care of to where I could go into the system and file my claim. So I'm all happy. I'm going to file my claim or whatever. So I guess when you file your claim, their way of verifying you, you have to make an ID me account or whatever. I don't know if y'all know what that is. You got to make an ID me account. Well, I go in the ID me account. That is compromised too. I'm like, these motherfuckers. So yeah, so I can't even. So it's just a big mess.
Frustrating.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because somebody's compromised that too.
Driving a school bus, get the free training to the schools.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I can't drive no school bus because them kids, I was getting their ass on the bus on everything.
I mean, just to get the training.
Well,
get you some experience.
What's the commitment though? 6 months?
I don't know.
Those kids are just
they give a bonus though. I know that too.
Kids are just so bad and they don't got no home training, and I'm not going.
Piece of nobody's kids.
Yeah, I'm not going. I mean, I wouldn't do all that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going. You would.
And the thing is, no matter what age nowadays, the younger or the older, they all out of control.
They are very out of control, and I'm not going for that because you know they have the, you know, we be seeing these videos and they be like the teacher was wrong and no, because these kids ain't got no manners. You know, you stand down. We did. You feel me?
Straight up, period. Like, just be quiet.
You might not like what the teacher got to say, but you sit down and shut up.
That's it. You go up and tell your mom about it if you want to, and let her handle it.
Yeah.
That, you stay in the child's place.
Yeah, so that ain't for me.
And these children nowadays think that they're adults' peers. Like, they really don't understand that there is a division. You know what I mean? They really how they hang out with their parents. They think everybody's on the same level.
But their parents allow them to do it. You know what I'm saying? And their parents want to be friends instead of being parents. So it's like you can't win with the kids when the parents are just as ignorant.
Yep.
So you know, I'm not in a position to say what I wouldn't do because if it came and they was like, well, you can start tomorrow, I would do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I wouldn't, but I would still look for something else. That right there ain't for me. But so that's what I'm trying to do whenever I get this all taken care of. And at first I was mad because I'm like, who did that? You know. And the other day when I finally got in here, I found the voucher, whatever, and you can see everything that has been done in your name. So all the stuff that they did, I could see it. You know what I'm saying? And they had my information or whatever from when they tried. They tried it in 2000 and they tried it in 21 too. And the stuff under it had my race as white. So I was like, yeah, ain't no telling who did this. Yeah, so it couldn't have been nobody I know. Because if you think about it, you put your information on everything. It's no telling who did it. So yeah, I'm trying to get that taken care of.
They probably did to go in and check mine too because someone tried to use mine as well. And the only reason why I found out is because they sent it to, they work one sent something to my part-time job, and you know, with it being a small, you know, he has like maybe 100 employees or so. He reached out, the owner reached out to me, and he told me, I'm like, he said, okay,
somebody trying to find unemployment while you still working.
Yeah, I was working both jobs. One job was out of Michigan. It's based out of Michigan, but that Illinois, so but that was local. So I never heard it. My main job never said anything, but he definitely got something. And he said, I'm going to know that you are working, and that this is a false claim that you are working.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, they didn't get anything because they caught it. So when I was looking on there, I could see where the investigators had sent them a letter and was like, we suspect fraud. So they didn't get anything, you know what I mean? But yeah, because when that happened, I had posted and told all my little people, all my little, we all call each other Fed sisters, all the people that was locked up with us. I told them, y'all need to go in and check y'all stuff because the lady at work once, she said, I see this every day. She said, every day I see it. People's stuff got used. And she said it was a lot of that going on.
It was a lot of everything going on. Like you was talking about COVID. They were giving away so much. It was so much free money. Well, they called it free money. It was so much money out there. They were trying to get it out so fast. I don't think they put all everything in place to thoroughly check. That's how everybody was able to get the PPP loans and get, you know, the food stamps. Because they doubled up on those. You was getting an extra couple $100 for the food stamps. They came up with them PEBT cards, or they were sending cards just for the kids. Your mother probably got one for your kids, and you didn't have to qualify for that.
Yes,
if you had a child, then they gave it to everybody with a child. You know, they had it was just so much out there. Like I know people got caught up with the rent. With what they said, the lady that ran in my apartment, one of the managers, she got fired because they had in the rent program. They were sending checks, paying people's rent. So they would get evicted, and they said she was taking checks.
I heard about that. There was a couple of people in houses that was going through programs or certain landlords that they were doing it, and then people were trying to turn around and evict the people knowing that they had received checks. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there was a lot. It was so much money out here, so, you know, everything.
Yeah, I had heard about that while I was locked up because.
And now that's why we're paying for it now. They gave out too much money.
But they knew they were doing that. Like I said, all this is a plan because that's how it always goes. They give the stimulus and then the inflation is like, because we got to pay it back. They don't give it to us they give it to us to stimulate.
You think it's
their pocket.
State gave us 125, then turned around and gave us 200, you know, then what 3 stimulus?
I didn't get none of them. Cause like with you, I couldn't get in the system. Like when I was trying to do self-employed and all that stuff, it wasn't working.
One of them I didn't get until one of them the first one I never got it, and so I had to go through something. So they ended up applying it towards my taxes the next year. And then I got the rest. It's like
I got it. I was in prison. Prisoners got it. I let my mama. I just sent mine home, cause she had my kids. But yeah, I got it. Then I never got the first one. So when I got out, I signed to get the first one, and I ended up getting it. So yeah, if you didn't get it, you still can get it because I got mine. But yeah. So yeah, that's another thing that I wasn't used to. All the scamming going on now, like I had to get hit to all the, to all the scams, and cause I was looking for I've been out 2 years and I still ain't found a place to rent yet.
Really?
Yeah, like it's been that hard.
And they scamming on that too. A lot of people they'll be texting you and they'll say they can show you a place and the security, you send them the money, and next thing you know somebody else is owning the property.
I had stopped looking for a while because for a minute I promised a good 80% of the people I was talking to, they were scams. And they were like stupid scams too. And I'm like, who the fuck you think you talking to? Like, I ain't stupid, you know, but yeah, so I just gave up for a while because I had got so but yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's been hard for me to find somewhere to stay. Yeah. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've been a little picky, you know what I'm saying?
You having, being out the feds or being a felon, does that contribute to making it harder?
Yes, because yes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they want like these apartments, they want to send felons. The ones that I've tried. Because I want to stay in the township that I'm in, Washington Township. My kids been there their whole life, and I want to stay. So like I said, I've been a little picky about where I go. But yeah, the apartments, they won't accept me because I have a drug felony. So no.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it hard. It does make it hard. It's like the jobs, because like I said, I do have that. I do have that medical license, but I can't do that. You know, like I can't get that job because in that I used to write prescriptions, and since because of my felony, so I can't do that. So yeah, it does stop a lot of things, and I can't never expunge it. That's the thing. You cannot expunge a federal charge. It stays for life. You can't expunge it.
So that's just one of the hurdles that you always gonna have to jump.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I got faith in you because I know the hustling in you, so I know. There's a way, then you're gonna find a way to legally hustle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do that. You know now I gambles.
Do you?
Oh
yes, you be on those parlays, don't you?
Yes, I gamble every day. That's
FanDuel.
Slide my phone over here. Hook a sister up.
Okay.
That right there, like, satisfies my need to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Get
You
that
know
money,
like you say, you do hair, you always got, you gonna have that need to always get some money every day.
Turn a little bit into something more.
Right, and it's, you know, I ain't hurting nobody. It's not illegal, like, so, you know, and that's, right now, is how I pay my bills. So, this is what I'm doing right now.
Ain't no wrong with it at all.
Bring my phone on.
Hey, I mean, you know, you're diligent, you keep your head on straight, you know what I mean? You know what you don't want to do, you know, so, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah.
Definitely not. You know, like I said, I got faith in you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I
Cause
got faith in myself. I get it be hard. It do be hard, you know, but some days are harder than others. Some days I just have days to where, like, I be having days, like, that's just the kind of person I am. Like, when my money ain't right, I just crawl into my little shell. Like, don't nobody hear from me. I don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to go. I don't want to hang out. Like, I be serious about my money. Like, and when my money ain't right, it ain't shit right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to party. I don't want to do none of that. Like, sometimes I just crawl in my shell. You know what I'm saying? But I be trying to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to tell myself that this is normal. You know, normal people live this way. Yeah. You know, so
I just count those blessings every time you feel like that, because it's not, like you said, it's not as bad as you think. It's just not what you used to. But it's still
it's not bad at all though.
Yeah.
You know, like I just have to tell my, like I be on some bullshit sometimes.
And sometimes, you know, that's how your mind works too. You know, the adversary be trying to make you feel some type of way sometimes, but everything is okay. Cause like, you know, like you said, you out, you got your kids, they doing good, like everything is on the up and up. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just that doubt or the adversary just getting in your head. You like, man, you ain't talking about nothing. Like, life is good for real.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I do be having to tell myself that, like, I really do. I be having like full grown.
Because there's people who are going to prison or going to prison and ain't bounce back like you. You know what I mean? Like they got out and they couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
I had a lot of support though too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my family and I have good friends. You know, like Angie. Like I tell her, I will never forget it. Like she was there the whole time. Like you know what I'm saying? She wrote. She sent money. You know what I'm saying? Like. She been here.
Stripper pictures.
I know that.
She said, they want to see my pictures when I was just let me see what I can find.
So, you know, like, I had good support. A lot of people don't have that.
Right.
A lot of people don't have nobody, you know. So, you know, I always know that it can be worse.
Yeah.
One thing I can say is, because I met your mother at one time and she looked like a school teacher to me.
Do she?
Yeah, she looked.
A school teacher.
I don't know. You guys were. I ran into y'all like in a grocery store or something. You know, we're in a neighborhood, and that's. I don't know if she had been in church or she was dressed up. Yeah. She just had that look, and because I know you grew up, I know you came from a good family, mother, father, and that's what, people always say, like, people come from broken homes and do things like that. Here's a perfect example of someone who grew up in a two-parent family, hard-working family, good family, had all the opportunity, but she chose her own path.
Yeah.
So, I hate people say, well, she grew up in a bad neighborhood. No, you can do what you want to do, because I know people who
Everybody got
their own
neighborhoods
experience.
that made something of themselves.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to choices.
Yeah.
Yes.
And once you get, they would say, where are the parents? The parents can be there. But once you get at a certain age,
you make your own
you have
decisions.
your own mind and you make your own decisions. But I was saying to say, one thing I have noticed, even though your mother was as strict as she was, and I know how they shun people.
And Jehovah's Witnesses.
Don't. I love that your mother has had your back,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you have done.
Yeah.
Just like you said, your mother has been there for you.
Yes.
And that's awesome, because I have, heard of people who they have gotten pregnant or did this and they were shunned from the,
Jehovah's Witnesses.
like they kicked them out. I mean, I've heard, read stuff and seen people, so I love it no matter what, everything you said, my mother.
Yeah.
She was always there. You have a good mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely can second that. I've definitely heard, like, even if you don't just follow the religion, like, they will definitely just totally separate from you. Like, okay, you're not part of the guidelines of the religion. Like, okay, like, you're on your own, So yeah, that is a beautiful thing that whatever your mom, had your back, and like you said, with that support, what I mean, it got you, over these hurdles.
Yeah,
she don't have to agree, but she supported you, supported you as a person, not necessarily what you did, but you as her daughter, and that's beautiful. Yeah. And it goes a long way, people.
You said, said earlier that you had contacted some of the girls that you were locked up. You still keep in contact with those ladies?
Yeah, we all on Facebook, we all keep in touch with each other. We don't talk all the time, but it's certain ones that I was close to, you know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, we all keep in touch with each other.
No more of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've been told, I'm not going to drink it, it's 13%.
Drink that.
You've been drinking.
It tastes good.
Which one?
I have to, which one is this?
I like this thing. What happened to the ice? It just disappeared.
It sure did.
Yeah, this was a bad ice.
It's some cheap ice.
Some cheap ice. That ice did do
cheap
good.
Ice, what type of ice is this?
That ice did go fast. I got this gas station ice. I don't know.
In that bag, that ice.
Yeah.
That's funny as I'll get out.
Yeah. Yeah, that ice didn't last. You gonna take that on home, what you did.
It's fine.
You seem to enjoy that.
I'm out tomorrow, so
Okay.
Might go ahead and sip on a little bit more of that.
Just a little sip on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Anna,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much.
You're
I want to thank
welcome.
you for coming and sharing your story. It's good to see you here.
And just thank you for again sharing your story so that other people can, have the reality of what happens, and hopefully, can learn from your story, and if they need to change or just have different realizations or talk to their kids or whatever they need to do, that they could, use what you had to say today as a way to help them in a positive manner. So we definitely appreciate your vulnerability and your openness with us today, and your truthfulness and transparency. Yeah.
And anytime you want to come back, maybe we can put something together, and that's an ideal. We can work on a show for young ladies.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
We can work on something, or we could do something with the young ladies. Because social media is out here. Just put it out there. That's something we definitely can plan.
Yeah.
In the future, we got So Serious who's been through it.
Yeah.
Her friend, we have you. We got a few other people we probably can have come and put something together to speak to these girls because they need to know.
Some of them gonna listen. I mean, you might have 10 in touch too with those two. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. You know what I mean? And especially it's different. Probably like me or Angie telling us, so we ain't been through it. You know what I mean? Like you have been through it, so you know it's different than when you have open preach. Like you don't know what you're talking about. You ain't even ever lived. It's like you just going on what you hear on TV or something. You know, that's what they always think that we don't know. But you know.
You know, I'd have been around and I'd have seen it because I married it.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same. Because that's probably what they're doing, not realizing that the road that they're going now, because I thank God every day I am still here after some of the things that I was.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Some of the people I was with, some of the places I was at, some of the people.
Remember when we talked about
those talks.
About the,
You know, I don't take nothing away from nobody, but I just still, you know, I didn't have myself always. I need my child in the best situation.
But I think that's all of us. That's why our life is our experience. You know what I mean? Like, you don't live this life with like a format or a map or something to get through it. Like, it's all, the whole thing is about experience. You know what I mean? And with every experience, you never know the outcome until it actually happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can make the exact decision that somebody else makes, and you won't get the same outcome. Yeah. You can do this with one person and something else with somebody else, and you won't get the same outcome. So it's like what we have to do in this life is stop even having regrets or wishing that we did something different, because if we don't know how that outcome would have been had we did it different. But understand that these are our experiences and that we just use them to grow and to teach and to go for it. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as having a regret, because you don't know what the outcome would have been if you went the other way. You know, it could have been worse. It could have been better. But we have the experiences, like you said, that we're supposed to have.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Because what you went through is what has made you who you are.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you know what not to do.
Yeah.
Going forward to make you even better.
Yeah. And also to be the tool that God can use so other people can, you know what I mean, your kids, you know what I mean? Like, what if you would have been living this life, everything would have turned out, you know, what you think to be great, and then your kids followed in their footsteps, and then it would have been worse for them, you know what I mean? Right. So, yeah.
Exactly. Everything happens how it's supposed to happen, you know? Mm-hmm. That's why I said I don't regret nothing. I don't regret none of it. I don't even regret the prison time, because it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself. And, you know, I don't regret nothing. I don't regret anything about my life, you know.
Yeah. And the reality is we all have been through some things, whether we speak on it or we don't speak on it. You know what I mean? Like, we all have been through some things that people won't understand or won't be able to justify or whatever, but some of us are more apt to share, you know what I mean? And some people, for whatever reason, aren't, but nobody should ever think that, you know what I mean, their story is crazier, you know what I mean, or something than somebody else, or worse, or whatever. Like, some cases it is, but in the grand scheme of things, you know what I mean?
Somebody else, it's always somebody that went through what you went through.
Yeah. Or somebody that you see, you wouldn't have a clue what their story was. You be like, what? But like, okay, well, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you are today or what you're doing, it's like, all right. Yeah.
I was telling Angie when she asked me to do this show. Remember, I was like, I just gave this to my little class that I'm in. I was like, I just had to give my little story. And because, like, everybody has to do their autobiography after so many classes. And it was like, it's your turn. And I was just like, and I'm in this class with, like, you know, these little suburban little white ladies and stuff. And I was like, and I was like, all right, y'all, when I give my story, don't look at me no different, y'all.
Right.
It's like, all right, but I gave, like, a long version, like everything. You know what I mean? Like, I gave them, like, everything. And they was just like, oh, like, you know, but they was just like, I never would have thought, because I'm quiet. Like, I talk to certain people, but people that don't know me, I don't really got much to say. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, people don't really be thinking that, because, like, I am so outspoken on Facebook, but that's Facebook. Like, in real life, I'm really quiet. I don't really got much to say.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I be in my class. But yeah, I just have gave my little autobiography in my class, like right before Angie asked me. It's like it's all fresh in my mind because I
See, I came right at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna work on that youth panel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea.
We're gonna work on that youth panel. Like I said, I know we got you reach out to So Serious, I'm gonna reach out to Robin.
Okay.
So how will we find these girls?
Facebook.
Well, if you know anybody any young ladies that needs to be talked to, I've been drinking, so you gotta excuse me. Let us know. Inboxes, you know.
Yes, if
you got any resources, anything you could contribute, inboxes.
Yeah. That's how I find out, I guess, Facebook. You know, that's the beauty of social media.
Yeah.
World Wide Web, you can learn about anything you want. I just make posts. I'll go right to your nightlife. You know, just like 13,000.
Like how many 13,000? Yeah.
Yeah. I got like 5,000-6,000 people on my page.
Because I'm just saying, everybody knows somebody.
Yeah.
And somebody's gonna know somebody to say, hey, So we look at that's definitely, we never thought about that. That's definitely something that we can work on. You know, there's a few people that, you know, that we know that do work with the youth, so I'll reach out to them as well for some help.
Yeah.
Like Montana is one that I'm thinking of. A few other people like, you know.
We'll get it together.
Yeah, we'll definitely get something together. In the summer, we could do that in the summer when they're out of school. You know, we got time to put it together, put it all together.
Yeah. Yep. So if anybody wants to help us with this movement, or just give us a shout.
And you can hit me, Amara Rakaya, on Facebook.
D Finley or Mayat, M-A-A-T, not M-A-T-T, Finley on Facebook.
Anna Harden or Poston Presents the show. Darnell Poston. If anybody, you have any ideas with friends, putting them up on Facebook. Doesn't matter if you're friends or not, just message us and help us get the ball rolling with that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, ladies.
All right.
Well, got some more, just to let you guys know, just an FYI, up and coming, we have a men's panel coming.
Yes.
We have another ladies panel coming. Got a few more exciting guests. Be on the lookout on our page, Poston Presents the show, for up and coming shows. So I guess we're gonna wrap it on up tonight. We want to thank Anna Hart, aka Slim Goody, for coming out and just being vulnerable and opening up and sharing herself. My hostess with the mostest,
Miss Delicious.
M-A-A-T. Family. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Darnell Poston. He's back there running the cameras. Shout out to Poston.
Making us look so good.
And me, I'm Angie, aka Storm, aka Amara. In case you didn't know,
This is the show.
good night, everybody.
Good night.